anytime around this month, if really so unlucky that Uncle Raymond cannot teach you for whatever reason, that means I'm going to admit into hospital the third time. This time they're going to put the stent, that means the tube going inside to my penis all the way to discharge my things, or I might be hospitalized for a few days, or I even can't teach, I'll be lying on the bed. So let's pray hard. I'm taking antibiotics, as you can see the whole packet here. Okay, one whole pack of medicine here, all my medicine here. Okay, antibiotic is so big as my thumb. And hopefully with the antibiotics and some medicine can 排出我那个石头啊。So 各位大哥大姐，不要吃太甜太咸的东西啊 ，not worth it 啊。You will really regret in life after I go through the things. Okay, let's go to the class. Yeah, well, today we're going to talk about a new topic. What is the new topic? Chapter 10. We are very fast. By the way, Ian, is your textbook in front of you? Oh, Ian, 你剪头发，很 handsome. Good, good. Keep your hair short. Good. Is it in front of you?
No.
Anyone have a textbook in front of you? Zachary, hi. You have a textbook in front of you? 没有啊 ？Thomas 有吗？没有啊，不用紧，不用紧。慧茹有吗？天祥没有，爷爷没有。如果没有换的话，哎呦 how can I put this one? Actually, it's not true. This is not the topic here. This is for my English lesson. It's not supposed to be there one. Okay? But we are talking about issue 3. Okay? So let's move on to chapter 10. So every month, we're going to cover one chapter. By the time June, we're going to complete the whole entire books already. Then by July, August, we'll whack all the exam questions. Can anyone tell me, have you all covered chapter 10 already? Not yet, no? Yeah, yet. Start already?
We haven't started chapter 10 yet.
Also, by the way, 宝贝啊，你现在到哪一个 chapter 啊？
We're still at chapter 9.
我先读为快 ，OK。天祥，你 chapter what?
Just started issue 3.
Sorry.
Just started issue 3.
Huh? Chapter 8 only
Yes.
You mean globalization only
Ah.
这么慢啊 ？Serious OK。哎，一言跟天祥 ，Are you in the same school? No, right?
Cannot be what? Now for now it's already like chapter 8, 9 for WA2.
完了，这么慢，没奇怪呢。我是怕等一下 last minute 他们会冲啊，我快点教 you know, and then rush all the way. 哎，一言跟天祥 same school, right?
Yeah.
So you also on chapter 8 lah? Oh my God. Okay. How about Thomas? Thomas, chapter what?
Like starting of chapter 9.
All right. Zach?
Starting of 9 also.
9. Hui Ru?
Last week we are talking about the cultural impact of globalization.
Oh, chapter 10 ah?
Yes.
哇，你们这么快啊 ？Chapter 10 ah? So just like, okay, culture, okay, hominizations and hybridizations. Which one is more important? Tell me, which one will you choose? Which one is better? Is it the homo or the hybrid? So example, Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, Japan, China, India. Which one has the most? What am I doing? Where's my delete button? Has the most impact, be it positive or negative? Is it cultural? Is it entertainment? Is it food? Is it fashion? Is it value? Is it religions? Now, this chapter is very funny. It will read Thomas 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. It will relate to if you are going for A level and doing further study about this kind of political science things. Usually are quite CC 相关 related. And thank God today I can sit straight and you can see 我有一点那个气力even though there's slight pain here and there. Anyway, to me, I have an answer for you, and I always choose the answer that I will convince you that why my answer is still the best. If you think that your answer is good, fine. Now, let's go through impact, cause, and consequence. What is my answer for 1 to 6? Ladies and gentlemen, I know some of you haven't started, but at least 请问你哪一个是对你最重要？如果你是一个部长，你是一个国王，你是一个 president，你是个领袖，你会觉得在你的国家哪一个是最重要的呢？开始 Z 1 to 6。
I read or I
Hmm?
do I read or do I choose?
No, read. I want you to choose 1 to 6. Which one do you think, if you are the president of your country, your leader of the country, which one will you get your people to invest more time, more money, more effort, more energy, more promotions, more campaigns? On it.
Values.
Values are okay, thank you. Later you explain to me you just think. 天祥
Also values.
Okay, thank you. 议员
Entertainment.
Oh, because of Taylor Swift, is it? Okay. Yeah.
Religion.
Religion. Thomas.
Just want to ask the value, is it like us in the country's value or the people's value?
价值观。
Oh, values.
对，价值观就是说，好像你吕家有吕家的吕家法、家法家规，说这个价值观就是说OK， 你懂《三字经》那个《弟子规》的吗？那个 values 大哥，你还没有讲哪一个
Values 啊。
values OK, sorry. I thought you asked me the explanation. 比如
Also values.
You also what?
Values.
Values. Okay, let me explain to you my answer. Ta-dang. Food. 你听过这句话吗？雅叶，民以食为天吗？有这个成语吗？没有啊。Thomas 有听过吗？民以食为天，对吗？你可以 type 给大家吗？then 我们这边反正在这边我们可以学一下一个成语嘛民以食为天，这什么意思 ？Thomas, maybe you want to explain to the class in Chinese. Since we are all Chinese here. 不要排泄，don't be shy, come. You also have to do presentation 哦，宝贝。at least uncle 是 English teacher， 我懂什么是民以食为天呢？你听过苏东坡肉苏东坡肉吗？对吗？东坡肉民以食为天就是let me explain maybe you start first, Thomas 之前。
So it means like the most important to the people is the food and is the crops, and this shows that this is very important to them and they cannot live without it.
就是满街都是一样的意思。你看你不觉得吗？Okay, let me explain my stand and later see whether it's important because you will come out in the SRQ. Now, why I feel that food is the most important. Number one, we need to eat. Number two, food is a representation of fashions, entertainments, values, and also religion. When 我们要祭拜祖先，我们当然是用食物祭拜，对吧？Right, Zach, agree? We are not talking about Christian 我们好像 for example, 譬如我们祭拜屈原是用祭拜什么？粽子，对吗？对不对？你不要跟我讲汉堡包OK， 那为什么会有那个 values 那个价值观？那 what is the shit? So what is the value for this food? The food is the culture to bring it to tell you that because this food is a representation of we as a Chinese, and the fashion is that this is how we cook our food, and the entertainment is that 我们坐下来一起吃饭. A very good example, ladies and gentlemen. the Chinese New Year is a good example. Agree? 我们吃团年饭，我们包含了1、2、4、5、6，对吗？拜祖先 value 就是什么？当我们吃的时候，好像我们讲那个捞起，我们丢那些东西放在那边，步步高升，年年有余，身体健康，万事如意，恭喜发财，生意兴隆。right 对吗，Thomas？这也是一个 value。从我们食物中，我们可以 bring the closeness, the cohesiveness together. At the same time，你每次都看到Thomas，next time 天香，你们以后做大老板，哎，老板来，我请你吃，我们去喝酒，3月啊，好像月亮啊，什么月亮？What am I talking about？中秋节3月月饼 is one way。You see，我们为什么exchange 礼物的时候，我们用月饼呢，还是用年糕呢来代表？是一种传统的文化，是一种 entertainment to help one another exchange ideas. And of course, the food is followed by religions. You're right, yeah. 在我们中国5000年的历史，我们 talking about Chinese I'm not saying the rest are not important because every religions or every race have their own different types of entertainments, fashions, and values. So this topic is very important. You know why, Thomas? Zachary? You know why, Zachary? Because Singapore, we don't have the original. We are not Chinese, we are not Malay, we're not India. Agree with that? This country don't belongs to Chinese, Malay, Indians. 对吗 Zach? 对吗？如果我们去日本 Japan, we know, oh, they are Japanese. So the food is sushi. We go to Korea, it's kimchi, right? Then we go to maybe China, 小笼包. Then we go to maybe say Thailand, we got this Thai Tom Yum. And then we go to Malaysia or Indonesia, we got nasi lemak. We go to Singapore, chili crab, Hainan ji fan, prata. You see, there's a difference. There's become a hybridizations. You go to England and go to France, you go to US, you go to Germany, you go to maybe Brazil, Africa countries. They have different way. But which one they represent their countries? To me, from my experience, is food. Food is something that really brings everyone. That's why I will天祥，你 type 那个4个字给大家，民以食为天，民以食为天，5个字。Okay, you learn something for these 5 words. It's very important. So let's go. Okay, so now I want you all to explain why you choose the one. So for my explanation, that food is the most important. Food will bring everyone in. 你不觉得我们华人雅叶他讲雅叶吃饱了吗？我吃饱了，对不对？你看我们问候来问候去都是每次问小妹吃饱了吗？吃饱了，谢谢大哥。叶燕你吃饱了吗？是。那你看民那个民公民的民以食为天，谢谢你 Thomas。大家就学到这5个字是非常好用。So 因为这5个字包含了很多意思 ，it comprises all these things. I mean, I want to convince you why I choose food followed by religion. Okay, I will not change it unless one day I decide to think, oh, maybe fashion is the one. You see, from the food Ian, you realize it changed to the fashion, right? How 那个粽子慢慢 become what 有什么？好像月饼以前月饼只是一个蛋黄很简单的月饼，那个粽子是很简单。可是 when it come to the 21st century， 你看有什么鱼翅月饼啦，什么almond 月饼all kinds of different type of 月饼。那 entertainment 呢？就是说我们吃月饼的时候赏月，现在我们也看电视节目，来中秋晚夜 entertainment。Why we got entertainment, Ian? It's because the food is the main 主题，对吗？You don't entertainment 现在我们明天有一个节目，什么节目呢？我们要庆祝中秋晚夜。中秋晚夜它的主题是什么？它的主角是什么？月饼咯。如果我们要庆祝我们华人过年呢？就是食物咯，对吗 ？Of course， 我们的衣服的传统的 custom 的 value，I hope I convince you, and this is what I feel that food is the most paramount important. Zach, why do you choose values? You choose value, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay. And please write down some of you, whatever you say, I feel that your point is important. Please write it down because it will help you in your SRQ conclusion. There's no right or wrong answer, right? Thank you. Back to you, Zachary. Yes, Pape. Why you choose value?
Cause like if a person does not have like values, then like the the place where you are living in won't be like a very like nice place to be around. And like the
落
people
地生根，谢谢你大哥。落地生根 write down the roots, to trace the roots. Well done. That's the value, 对吗？ Correct, Zach. You must know where your roots are. I believe 你的祖先18代啊 must be somebody great. True not? Right. That's why 你每次没有听到，哎呀，我真是对不起祖宗18代，我没有年去地狱见到我去天堂见我的祖宗18代。Why? They must have done some things that values. Thank you, Zach. 天祥, what you choose are values also, right?
Values.
Okay, why? So, Zach, I
Uh,
write down roots. Okay.
because values shapes one's behavior and character. So, I think it's still influences our lives.
I'm so sorry, I was coughing. What do you say the last part?
So it can still make an impact to our lives.
To our what?
Our lives.
Oh, to our life. Okay. Can you write down, Tian Xiang? Value shapes our role models. Okay, you give a role models. Like, especially in Singapore, 娘惹人啊, Nyonya people, the Nyonya, 娘惹人啊. You know, 娘惹, did I pronounce it correctly? Yeah, yeah. 娘惹人啊, the Nyonya people.
娘惹人。
那就是 Malay and the Chinese 他们有那个 Nyonya 巴掌 Nyonya 粽子，哇，他们的粽子不一样的这个口味。Because they are mix of cultures. So it's a role model. They think that because that is how it works. That's what Tian Xiang said. Thomas, thank you. Thomas, what do you think? You choose value also, right, Thomas?
Wait, I'm eating.
Oh, okay. Yi Yan, why you choose entertainment?
Is this impact the individual one?
Oh, no, definitely not. Not just an individual. Very good questions. It's not just an individual. It impact the individual and the society and the country as a whole. Because this topic is not just individual. Yeah, of course, you must impact the individual, then the moment expand to the entire country.
Like because the entertainment can I mean like when a country have entertainment, like the like the perception of others towards the country is different.
Are you referring like the Chinese, like the lion dance, the dragon dance, correct?
Yeah,
That's
I know
entertainment.
that, yeah, also got like online, like the trending online stuff.
That is the latest modern technology, yeah. But we are talking about the ancient type of entertainment. Like for example, the wayang, you know wayang? 戏班，还有一个是那个 shadow puppet shows, all these things. We don't talk about the latest because all these entertainments we are talking in the past cultures of maybe 1,000 years of history. So I would say entertainment is can you put that, Ian? Medias of, let me think of a word, media of display. Okay, media of display of shows. Thank you. Yeah, which one you choose? Values, right?
No, religion.
Oh yeah, sorry. Why do you choose religion?
Because I think that religion is the most basic thing that builds up the whole thing. You have religion, then you have values which are made on top of the religion, and then it's the culture.
You remind me of Jesus Christ, the Bible. Remind me of the Tan San Zan, the scriptures. You remind me of the Muslim Islam, the Quran, the scripts, all these things. So religions actually links to all these values, fashion, foods, and culture, and maybe entertainments. And I would say religion is the can you write down? Is the foundations of building up the culture. Write down, please. Religion is the foundations of building out the culture. Thank you very much. Hui Ru, you choose value.
Oh, yes. Because I feel if the person have the correct values, he or she will not do something harmful to the society, and this will ensure the sustainable development of the country.
So can you put down principles and justice? 原则跟公平啊，公正。The principle on justice. Thank you very much. Hey, Thomas, your turn. Can you talk now?
So I choose value because I mean like it's the base of everything. Like if you are in religion or your country, like what they taught you is the value they have. Just like Singapore, like they every day you need to sing pledge or sing school song got pledge. That's why it's cause Singapore is trying to teach you the value to make you a Singaporean and not like because you are in Singapore then you are Singaporean. Also like how do I say it? Like when you like transfer to a country like when you become from foreigner to become a Singaporean, they are going to teach you all about Singapore, the cultures and everything. But what the most thing is that the value they teach you to make sure that you understand what Singapore is, to make sure that you understand this culture, to make sure that you understand this religion, this Singapore. And also for other things like every country they got religions, they got their own things, but like the base of their religion and countries is the values that they taught. Like just for China, we got like a lot of values like the 富强民主什么自西什么乱七八糟 like what they we are not trying to teach the like for this food is good or this fashion is good or this religion is in China is so good. We're touching the base of everything to make sure that it built up to a culture, then to the country level. And also like just as what you say, like the food. I mean like yes, I understand that the food is important, but as we see now, many like traditional foods are becoming not suitable to eat. Just like the fagao, which used to pray, like you won't eat it, right? You just buy it just to thank the gods. And also like the mooncake is becoming like more and more like unsuitable to eat. It's just like it's just like made to be used, not to be eaten.
就是有做的十分好，说的头头是道。很惭愧的，很多传统的食物便将会淘汰在这个地球上，因为你们这个年代不会珍惜。别懂不是？哎，杨哥，stop stop 哦，不是我不会珍惜哦，你不可以怪我哦。我们现在追求的不一样的 trend。Now you understand why 我们这个 chapter 10是很重要。我们要知道的那个来源。So what? You have entertainment, you have religion。可是当我们要祭拜祖先这些怎么办？好像现在最近我们有那个清明节。Sorry until today my father died I don't know where my dad is, so I can't find anywhere. So how do I look at it? How do I look at the tombs? My grandparents died already. I don't even have the chance to go to Johor Bahru and go to the Columbarium and 祭拜他们，我爷爷奶奶、我外公外婆喜欢吃的东西，祭拜还是这些东西。So I feel, in my opinion, you are right. 思贤 what you say is these values talk about steadfast, right now, steadfast and loyalty. Steadfast and loyalty, 因为这些不是 brainwash， 这种不是 brainwash， 这种不是洗脑，这种是我们一定要灌输到我们这些东西。哎，宝贝啊，你说到中国这些values 啊，你不觉得你自己看了哦，现在的富二代、富三代还是什么代呢？新中国的那个 generation honestly are they as so patriotic 这么精忠报国，像我们的老祖先、老爷爷奶奶吗？真的是为国而牺牲吗？我真的是 salute to them。 他们真的有几次我去北京，我看到他们呢，我真的很佩服他们的永垂不朽的精神。But then this generation now, you don't even see a bullet flying in your head, or don't even have a chance of starvations, poverty. 你一生出来就有哇，空调 everything you have. So you tell me, 怎么办？Are we going to say the next 100 years 中国会 become back again and drop again and back to 所谓他们讲东亚病夫吗 ？Please cannot. 中国不可以倒，中国真的不可以倒。中国一倒，我跟你讲，这个世界 in my opinion has a history teachers 会很乱啊。Because one 中国倒，其他的国家会讲 that's it. Number one, I honestly think Japan would be very happy to see that. Okay, even though I'm fans of Japanese fans, because I feel it, they are still eyeing on China. So we are not going to attack them, and we are not going to let history repeat itself. So I totally agree. The value is to 灌输我们所谓精忠报国有那种very sorry 忠心的忠。So why are we all sharing this? Because look, like you see, last time in China, I went to Vietnam. I don't see a McDonald's in the year 2000. When I went to Vietnam, Ho Chi Minh, I don't see a McDonald's. Maybe I'll see one KFC, I can't remember. But now, why got McDonald's? You know, Vietnam is very anti-American because they got this Vietnam War, right? Right? If you study history, you should know, huh? And then suddenly now, China also got Starbucks. And so at first they stopped. And then Italy, they also stopped Starbucks because they got their own coffee. So now, from folk dance to break dance, oh my God, now become K-pop dance. From traditional food to fast food. You're right, Thomas. 那个发糕是拿来祭拜祖先跟神，你有吃吗？你他说，你吃了这个发糕会步步高升，鸡蛋糕我吃了几年都没有高，你骗我，对吗？这种是传说吗？还是一个迷信呢？还是 superstitious or just a folk laws and just to that is how it works. But nevertheless, if all these things gone, Thomas, the values are all gone already. Imagine, Thomas, next time your grandchildren ask you, 爷爷，我们过年为什么是这样而已？是吃汉堡包还是吃这个？ I mean, how are you going to explain to your grandchildren? Okay, imagine you fast forward. We celebrate Chinese New Year entertainment, we got religions, understand? Maybe you don't believe in Christian, Buddhism, free thinker, fine. But we are Chinese, we are still celebrate Chinese New Year. But your grandchildren will ask you, yeah, what is the purpose of celebrating Chinese New Year? It's just like, what is the purpose of celebrating Christmas? The birth of Christ. Yes. And 2 days later, what is the purpose of celebrating Selamat Hari Raya Puasa? Why is this fasting month and it's so significant to the Muslim and the religion of Islam? So you realize that these are all things that this topic is a bit sensitive, very sensitive. So don't take it like very serious. Now, the hybridization, now homogenization, that means that particular product going to colonize, 就是 take over it. 就是说，本来以前我是在喝早茶的，功夫茶、铁观音、普洱，现在我要喝 Starbucks 了。以前我是在那个跳广舞，现在我跳成霹雳舞，还是 K-pop 舞，还是 line dance。以前我是吃小笼包，点心，现在我要吃 fast food. That means it's taken over. You realize that all the behinds are all become right now. Is it Americanizations or Westernization, Hui Lu? Which one? The different, Westernization means got Europe and America. Americanization 就是 Nike, Starbucks, KFC, Burger King, McDonald's. So Hui Lu, what do you think? Which one is more stronger? Westernization?
Yes.
Okay, how about Ian? Okay, let's talk about Singapore, huh? We don't talk about, do you think Singapore is more of an Americanization or Westernization? or Singaporeization?
I think westernization.
Westernization, thank God. Yeah, what do you think? In your opinion?
Westernization.
Western, Zach,
Yes.
what do you think?
Western.
Western. Tian Xiang?
Western.
Thomas?
Western.
I'm afraid to tell you, I think 70% are all Americanization. First, you eat Burger King, McDonald's, you buy Nike shoe, Starbucks, Adidas. Adidas is in Europe, okay, Germany. Nike is American brand, okay. You watch Netflix, all right, it's an American brand. HBO also American. And what else do you do? Most of the things I feel like is more Americanizations than Westernization. Of course, the way you study things is more British lah. And of course, not just Westernization. I find Singapore has a good a blending of the East and the West. But there are some countries like maybe Indonesia or Malaysia. Malaysia is not so bad. You have to look through some countries for your own research. There are some countries are being dominated mostly are Americanizations. Okay, like the jeans you wear, Levi's, is made of US, but nowadays the jeans you wear also can make from China, from Cambodia. Now, hybridizations, there's the presence of laksa. I don't know you all eat laksa before, and to kimchi laksa. Whoa, this is called fusion food. Write down, please. Everyone, write down the word fusion food. There was one that came out this question about fusion food versus something entertainment. So Asian musical instrument with Western music. So fusion food, take note of fusion food. Fusion food means the 东西和平. So does a country really need to be this one? To be H1 or H2? Then once the country select one of the H, why? So like Singapore, we don't have our own culture. That's the reason. Like China, Japan, Korea, all these countries, they have their own cultures. So they can choose to whether H1, H2, or don't even have, or maybe a minority of it. So how do we work on that? So how does the government going to implement? So H1 and H2. Now, let's be a quick one. After that, give me an answer. To simplify, homogenization is very similar to assimilations. If you study chapter 7 or 8, I know your text would change about the France assimilations. Thomas, loss of culture whereby hybridization is very similar to that. So when these Muslim people go to France, they have to give up their style and suit the French custom. Now, take note of hybridizations. Hybrid is a blend of cultural hybridization, a culture blend, which means like blend of culture, but not made to look like the same as each other. So what is homogenization in globalization? Take note. I just need to rest. May I have Zachary read the next one? Cultural.
Cultural homogenization is an aspect of cultural globalization, listed as one of its main characteristics, and refer to the reduction in cultural diversity through the population and diffusion of a wide array of cultural symbols, not only physical objects but customs, ideas, and values.
Now you understand? So once they attack, they take away the custom ideas and values and diffusion. Please, the keyword is diffusions. Once they have these diffusions, that means slowly they will change the whole pattern. Even the food also change. Now they become rojak already. Rojak means mixture of everything. So sometimes the thing is that when Zach, imagine a Malay marry a Japanese, a Korean marry a Negro, a Chinese marry a Westerns, Americans. So then they become like diffusion and fusions really. So they don't have originally they have their culture, but when their children are born, they will ask them, oh, which one are you? Say, I don't know. My mom is from Korea, my dad is from Singapore. My mom is from Japan, my dad is from China. So how? So it's very common because of globalizations, people start to have inter-exchange or intermarriages. And this is going to be very, very common throughout for the next maybe many years because we can't stop it. Last week, I remember I asked you whether will you allow your children to marry to another race or another religions. Some will say no, some will say stay yes, but it's not for you to decide. Agree or not? Even then say you say no, by the time your children turn 21, they have their freedom and their right to tell you, mommy, daddy, okay, love is blind. And if I think you all agree, if the husband or the wife love them and treat them well, why not? There's no point to have the same race or same religion when they don't treat the spouse good. That's my opinion. Okay, this is nothing to do with social study. Okay. Next one, Zach.
Hybridization refers to the close concept of culture and to its opening up. In the process, ushering in post-hybridity, this is an argument for post-inter/national sociology of hybrid time, spaces, and formations.
A lot of people study sociologies and psychologies and economics, or even the society as a whole, are thinking about why nowadays people have different interconnectivities. So what is this internet connectivities? Now let me go to, let me see, have chapter 10. Let's go. Let me bring you to the slide now. You ready? Give me a minute. Tianxiang, are you there? I can't see you. Okay, thank you. How do we respond to the tension arising from some cultural impact of globalizations? Slide number 2. So you will learn about culture homogenizations or homogenization and hybridization, hybridizations and homogenization and hybridizations is as in entertainment, like for example, the American influence and the Korean influence. I'll say H1 and H2 for easier. The H1 is a homo and the hybrid is the 2 in food. So which one do you think they are? How do we respond to these tensions? Is it entertainments and food? Let's talk about it. Now, before we go on for this one, move on to slide number 12. May I ask Ian, which one do you think is more serious impact to Singapore or maybe in future to China? I mean, I believe China, even though it's a communist country, but it might start to transform. You never know the next generation of leaders. And even Vietnam also start to change and transform, even they are communist country. Which one? The H1 is more serious or the H2?
I think H1.
Whoa, yes. Okay. Why?
I mean H1 like it makes the custom like tradition disappear.
Very true. Thank you very much, Wiru. Right now, Ian, what you say just now, very true. Impedes the disappearance of the cultures. That means the extinction. 接种. Very good. Wiru, what?
Also
H1 or H2?
H1.
H1 why?
Quite similar reason. They cause some traditional culture to disappear.
Will take over, Thank you very much. Yes, thank you, ma'am. Yeah.
H1,
Whoa.
because I mean like you will cause like cultures to be like it will be more it will be more dense say the cultures will become denser and denser, and maybe it might disappear too.
Oh, so you might be destroying the 文化, the culture. Right down, destroy our culture. Wow. 天祥. Hello, brother. Which one? H1 or H2? I can't hear you. You mute. Zachary? Yes, 天祥. I thought you're not talking to me. That's right. Okay, 天祥, go.
H2.
H2, hybrid, Why? Why hybrid is more serious than to take over the world, the tension and the impacts? Yeah, explain to me. To us, sorry, not to me. Okay, you think first, you think I ask Thomas, which one? I'll come back to you, 天祥.
H1.
为什么?
Because I mean H2 is still your culture is still present, but
Your
like
what?
H1
Your
is
what? Sorry, I can't hear you.
like the traditional the culture is still present. But for H1 is like it is starting to lose and it's like disappearing.
Any more?
No.
Disappearing. So 它就是慢慢的、逐渐的 slowly in a natural death. Whoa. Okay. Thank you, Zach.
Give me some time to think, please.
Okay, 天祥. Why you choose H2? You have to make your answer, no, guys. Because in your SFQ, in case they come out this kind of question, especially your WA3, may not be your WA2, your WA3 might come out this kind of question. Please prepare. Okay, they will ask you which one is more serious impact, which one is more important, which one has a cause and effect. 天祥啊，来，宝贝，为什么你选 H2? There's no right or wrong answer,
I wanted to choose H1.
Sorry, I think you are lagging.
Can I choose H1?
You are lagging. I think you're right. Hello, hi, I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened. I think it's lagging. My Wi-Fi okay, let's go back again. Sorry, guys. We go back to the PowerPoint. Okay, Tianyu, sorry, just now, my Wi-Fi lag, I was cut off. You say just now?
I
You
said I
say
want.
H, right, one.
I said I wanted to change to H1.
Oh, sure, please be my choose H1 then. Huh? Yes, tell me lah. Hello. I think the answer, my dear. Huh?
Can I have
What do you say?
more? Can I have more time to think?
Okay. All right. What about you, Zachary? Why do you choose H1 then? Yeah, go.
I chose
Before
two.
you do,
I chose two,
sorry,
but I'm not sure how to like describe it.
you choose H2. Sorry, you choose H1 or H2?
Two.
Yeah. You choose hybrid, yeah? Why you choose hybrid? Yes, Zach. Thinking, let me tell you
Yeah,
my
I'm not sure how to describe it.
For me, I will say both are equally important and great impact. Write down, please write down. Because if you say H1 has greater impact, certain extent, yes. H2 certain impact, which country and which terrain, which place. H1 and H2, no big deal. It's nothing affecting us. And if you talk about Malaysia, maybe yes, there's a big, because they are mostly Malays. And if you were to take away and everything were to sell pork, of course cannot, because it's a Malay country, right? And then if you talk about Thailand, to them, they have their own, but they have their own um, own style of cooking, but if you want to have homogenizations and Thai cuisine, the Thai dress, the Thai culture, the Thai entertainment. So certain countries,
Sorry, sir. Hello.
certain countries.
Do you mind like saying it again? I can't hear what you're saying.
Oh, now, okay. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? Hi.
Yeah, sure.
Hello. Testing 1, 2, 3. Okay, can you hear me now, Thomas? Can I? So you see, to say that, let me repeat to certain countries, it's no deal whether you're H1, H2, like Singapore, if there are these values, whether you have H1 and H2, okay, their traditional values, their New Year. And if you talk about Japan, no way you're going to take away their kimono, and Korea as well. No way that, can you hear Thomas? Can I? No way you can take away their culture and the food, their kimchi or your sushi. You can have their blend with the sushi with maybe some either items from the westerns or the Malay ketupat or the Chinese xiao long bao, but they are still have their own style of preserve their own culture. So it won't change. Okay. So depends, I write down, it depends on which country, which locations, and which part of the world you're talking about. Like in France and in Italy, their food is like baguette. Baguette 就是那个面包，他们不会换的。Tobacco sauce. Sorry, I'm not good in all this. If you say I want sambal belacan chili, they will tell you, huh? Hello, you think my food not hot lah? Why you still put sambal belacan? Now sambal belacan is a Malay type of chili padi. So here 这边的人吃的东西是很辣的。你拿说麻辣火锅啊，你这样不一样啊。Anyway, 我不吃辣的 so to me, there's no impact to me. But to certain 好像你去四川，哇，四川人很会吃辣的哦。那你去另外一个不同的中国的地方，他们可能不吃辣，他们可能吃另外一种。So right now, 天祥 it's no right or wrong answer whether H1 or H2. But I ask you because it's like 很难选哦，天祥对吗？ It's like 很难选的。这个那个 ，so it's good, no? It's good that you have this dilemma 左右为难的选择 because when you're thinking of it, it's shit, man. But if I say globalization take over, but it depends on what kind of where is it, which part of it, how will it impact the people? Okay, don't worry, let's talk about 3. So culture HN1, see, and then this one is number 3, is it? Okay. Globalization results in economics interconnections and interdependence between countries and companies and individuals, as we talked about in chapter 9 and 8. The economy exchanges in a global economy have increased access to and consumptions of goods and services from different parts of the world, facilitating the exchange of culture. You see, why Ian? Why Thailand? If you study history, why Thailand was not being colonized by the British, by the Americans, by the Spain, by the France, by the Dutch 50 years ago? You see, the Malaya was by the British, the Vietnam was by the France, and the Philippines by the Spanish, and the Indonesia by the Dutch. But Thailand was a free country. The King Chulalongkorn and King Mongkut, they are very intelligent people. They say that, wow, my neighboring countries are all controlled by all these countries. I think and that's why they allow always time standing there and stand in order to make the country to preserve their culture, their value, their food, their entertainment, their religions, their values. They need to have the H1 and H2. Get it now? Yeah, the H1 and H2. Now H2 comes in and and Huiru is when the Thai people married the foreigners. Then they break into a new products, a new costume, new the values will be still the same. The food and the costume will be different. 明白吗? Okay? So same thing. I mean, seriously 啦，以后你们长大，你们做过，你们去另外一个国家，你知道别的国家very funny in some not very funny, sorry. Now if you go to Malaysia or now 现在他们是 fasting 嘛，那天想 imagine you go to Dubai or Middle East country, they are Muslim country. 你不会叫你的 Malay Muslim friend say, 哎，走，我们去吃饭。They say, excuse me, I'm fasting, I cannot eat. So you can see the whole place, nobody is eating unless you're foreigners. But if you are the citizen there, you cannot eat. So even you open the business there, you might be no business at a particular time. So how? Okay, look at this one. Refer to your textbook. You know it's different idea. So I don't know what is your textbook look like. Different for me. Okay. Who can I ask you to read? Tian Xiang. No, Tian Xiang.
Culture.
hear me? My Wi-Fi is very weak. I'm so sorry. Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Sorry. Hui Ru, are you able to read? My Wi-Fi read. I see the signal is only 3 bar only. Instead of 6 bar, 5 bar. Yes, Hui Ru.
Cultural exchange promote diversity, but also cultural homogeneity. How to pronounce this word?
Organization. Cultural exchange promote diversity, but also cultural homogenizations. Okay, culture. Start from here. I take my medicine. I'm sorry.
Cultural homogenization is the process by which local cultures are changed by foreign cultures to become more and more similar with aspects of foreign cultures. Foreign influence become dominant and reduce influence of local culture.
ask you 慧茹，来，你这几年过年，比如说你现在在中国你有没有去拜年的时候，阿哥、雅叶会，还有这四位大兄，你们会有穿那种好像叶问的那种衣服吗？还是旗袍去跟爷爷奶奶拜年吗？有吗？没有啊！哎呦，那怎么这个是我们的传统，对不对？我们以前50年代还是我们会穿这种cos 年对吗？燕对吗？燕，你请奶奶外婆拜年，你是穿什么？穿 Calvin Klein、Giordano、UQ，对吗？你会穿，懂哦？你有没有穿呢？Hello，Mr. 陈义言，你穿什么衣服？你没有穿衣服去拜年的？
唐装。
什么衣服？
唐装。
是 normal 的 T-shirt 对吗？对吗？T-shirt是不是 ？Correct 了。Open the bigger off. I'm very fed up with the Wi-Fi already. Don't close the door. So usually you wear T-shirts and the main jeans, correct? Long pants, correct? Ian.
No,
right.
The Chinese traditional costume.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well done. Then next time you also bring your son and daughter also wear the traditional costume to 去跟你的 grab your parents-in-law and your parents 拜年. Well done. But now's the day seldom,天祥. Thomas, do you do that? You wear the Chinese costumes and traditions 有吗？没有Exactly 有吗？ Don't have But I can tell you on Wednesday, the Hari Raya, you can see a lot of Malay will wear their baju kurung, their what is that, mommy? Their sari and not sari. What is that? Baju kurung and what? Their batik clothes, all the Malay costume and fashions, traditional clothes, to 去拜年. You see, the Malays still maintain and the Indians still wear the sari and dress and go for their Deepavali celebration. 我们华人怎么没有这样反而是越来越变越不同。Wow, my goodness! Look at Starbucks. Exactly. We have this coffee called Lucky. Is it? Is it Lucky from China?
I'm not sure.
Anyone know there's this coffee from China called Lucky? It's a dear one. Anyone know? Nobody. You know Hui Ru from is it called Lucky? It's a deer, right?
瑞幸.
是吗？
是的。
looking 哦，对吗？very see，我跟你讲，Starbucks is going to wake up, man. I haven't tasted a king coffee one day. Starbucks in Italy. How do the Italian is having Zoom the past few days in this room. So how does Starbucks plans to manage the tension in Italy? So guys, now imagine now you are the CEO of Luckin Coffee, okay? And now you want to penetrate to US, to Europe. How are you going to do it, Ian? You're the CEO, huh? Tell me, how are you going to do it?
Wait, like I want to go to the economy of America.
Yeah, because 现在 Starbucks take over the world 是吗？现在你看这个 picture 哈，take over the world 吗？
Yeah.
对吗？可是现在我要变成 Luckin 啊，现在那个 CEO retire 了，你已经是 next CEO，OK，all of you are the CEO of Luckin 啊。How are you going to bring Luckin to this part of the world? This part of the world and take over China back like this one?
Give higher income to the
Don't be so generic. Give
workers.
Okay, guys, sorry, I'm now in the dining room, direct to my Wi-Fi, redeem my router. Okay, I'm so sorry. Okay, sorry, Ian. Can you please tell me again?
Like give higher income to the workers, like the foreign workers.
The people who working in Starbucks and poach them over to Luckin to work lah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. How about you, Yaye? You are the CEO now.
I think that I'll have I mean like, can you repeat your question?
现在你是那个总裁 for Luckin 啊，你现在
Okay.
要把整个集团的咖啡进攻到美国整个市场，然后 take over back China，就是说不是 Starbucks 了，就是整个就是 Luckin，你会如何做呢？就
Decrease
是
the
用
price,
H1 H2 啊？
decrease the pricing of the coffee lah.
Increase your coffee price
No, decrease.
or decrease? Wow. Do you think this is a good way?
I mean, like, with the decrease of the pricing, right? Even if you earn lesser money, but you can sell out more of this coffee, and then I mean, like, Starbucks is
Ah,
quite expensive. I mean, like in Singapore, it's like $7, $8. If you like decrease the pricing to like $2, like, I mean, like, Singaporean dollars transfer to, I mean, like, there will be more amount of people who is gonna buy the coffee now, and then it can be more widespread.
薄利多销哦，聪明。OK，慧茹
I would choose to give give person more vouchers so that they can
more what more what? Sorry, I can't hear you.
vouchers
Vouchers
vouchers but
礼券是吗？礼券是吗？
对
礼券啊，哎，我要买礼券，聪明啊。OK, good. Any more?
and also um make more advertisement.
Advert advertisement, 聪明 advertisement. Okay, write down all the 3 points. One is to increase the salary of the worker so people will come over to work. The other one is 薄利多销. The price will be cheaper and cut costs. I mean, cut the sales, the selling price. The other one is using voucher and advertisement. How about you, Thomas?
So I think I will make my brand become become a famous thing like by throwing like just like Starbucks. It like by having a Starbucks, it means like you are better than others. Like they don't have, but you have. That means like you are better than them because of the Starbucks. That's why. So like just make the coffee like as a form of like a luxury to make people to buy it, and also like by inviting like more of those famous people like to have the advertisements on their own shows and all around places, like to make them think that my idol have this cup of coffee, so I must also have this cup of coffee, like that kind of things. Then also like you can make it like a bundle, like you buy this burger for how much, and as I said, a few more dollars, then you can get one cup of my coffee. Yeah, so that's kind of things.
我看你还是直接去读 business administration MBA 了，你读 business 啦，你这个很狡猾的商人，很聪明，very good. Nowadays, a lot of people using influencer, celebrities, and famous people, or even sports peoples to promote right now, to promote and advertise and encourage them to drink this. Like maybe you see coffee, people might think it's bad, but now because Lucking is bringing a coffee in a different perspective. Wow, 别出心裁天祥
I can probably invent more coffee that suits their flavor, suits
very
their
smart. Innovative right now. You are damn freaking smart. That's what McDonald's is doing. Every time when there's a Chinese New Year, there will be a Chinese New Year burger. Malay Hari Raya will be a Malay burger, then and different types. Yes. The creativity and invention is the continuity of Lucky's to have more flavor and more brands to be able to stand into competitions. And that is how like H1 and H2. Well done, Tian Xiang. Any more? That's all? Very good. Innovation. Tian Xiang, well done. The last but not least, Zachary. You're the CEO of Lucking.
Firstly, cause when you sell something, you don't sell it like at like 1% price. You sell it at like a profit. So like let's say if I make something, I take like let's say $1 to make it, and then I sell it for like $2 to you. So instead of like for example, Shopee, Lazada, they all have like this 1 1 2 2 3 3 sale. So I basically this when the month matches the day, they will like have this like sort of sale thing. So I plan to do the same thing, and like on that day, instead of selling it at like 200% of the original price or of the price that I made it for, I sell it for like 1.5%. And then monthly, like in like 1 week period, we could like make a new like flavor and to like, and then get rid of like the old flavor unless it's like the original one. Then the original one will become a classic and all the other flavor will become limited, meaning that more people will want to try every single month. Yeah.
Starbucks is actually doing it. It's called buy one, get one free. And also Starbucks also have this every Friday at certain time. If you come down to any of the Starbucks cafeteria, the barista will give you some, and if you bring your own mug or own cup, you have a 50% off or, no, sorry, 50 cent or $1 off for your coffee. Yes, good, good. Similar, well done. I think all of you can be doing economy and business. Well done, well done. So see, this topic is actually, now you understand Yaye and Hui Ru. This actually links to your later on in your A levels and even in your polytechnic. You realize these topics actually are CC 相关 to your study in your polytechnics. If you are doing business or even law or even something to do with this kind of things. But A level, not so much maybe in certain areas. Last slide before I go on to the next one. This is Myris Stellas. I'm not interested in this kind, but because this was being a banner. You realize now we take this feature away to replace Taylor Swift. You realize recently Taylor Swift is the only singer, only pop star in Singapore where the whole entire Asia, should I say Asia, right? Or Southeast Asia, is the only place to host Taylor Swift. And everyone has to fly to Singapore and create the tourisms, create everything. So to me, Tian Xiang, Thomas, to Singapore, whether you're H1, H2, I don't care because to me, everything money will flow in. But to certain countries, like the way you look at the way she dressed like that, the way she dressed, okay, in other countries, they can take it. Now I told you, right, certain country can take out H1, certain country can take out H2, depends on which country you are in, which place, which location, right? So for example, in Singapore, they don't care whether it's Taylor Swift or Miley Cyrus or Michael Jackson's or whoever it is, or Lu Han or Fuji Dragon, K-pop, whatever it is. But to certain countries who are very devoted religions country, they are not allowed them to dress like that. That's why they are banned. Okay? So take note. So this is important because at the end of the day, these are the things that really blending whether H1 and H2. So there's no right or wrong answer to certain country, yes, and some country, no. All right, so we stop this slide here. The next number 9 slide, we'll talk about it in next lesson. We go through. Okay, guys. Let's talk about these questions. Do you think Singaporeans are accepting foreign talents? Explain your answer using your details from the source. Now I'm going to show you the answer. Whether you do it or not later on, if you think you want to practice it, I don't like the word try. Please don't use the word try in my class. Okay, either you do or you don't do. Don't try. I hate the word try. Even my boss know that I don't like the word try in the meetings. Either I do or I don't do. So now let's do the first questions. Do you think Singaporean accepting now? So by looking at it, just to refresh and recap your memory, we are talking about this one, right? I know a lot of people now, by now, Zach, you should know, Zach, where are you, Zachy? So by now, you know what is plus, minus, and neutral, huh? So this is something new. So by looking at the prominence here, you can tell whether there are 3 stands. No more 2 stand, no more plus, positive or negative. It's either positive, negative, or neutral. All right. So very simple. Sometimes it may neutral. Some of them say yes, this part might be positive, this part is negative, or this part is positive, this is negative. This part is maybe a bit negative and positive, but this part is neutral. And you must take note that the timeline is reached about 10 years ago. So even 10 years from, you see, all these sources are usually backdated 2 years ago. Take note, Hui Ru, Zachary, Tian Xiang, Yi Yan. yeah, and Thomas. Okay. Usually the sources, like for example, this year 2024, if you're doing your social study exam, most of the sources will be taken from 2022, 21, 2020, and below. You will not take 2023. From what I know, I may be wrong. Don't take my words. Usually the paper are set 2 years in advance. I'm not sure how true it is. Okay. So the sources, if you can, always read through. So now you understand why I'm taking all these parts. Sometimes you never know. If you're lucky, you happen to hit one of the sources, then wow, jackpot, man. Okay. So let's roughly look through. Okay, now I'm going to show you the answer. So of course, no matter how you write your SRQ or SPQ, as long as you put like the source is about Singaporean perceptions of foreigners, just like that, just one sentence, for goodness sake, even though, ladies and gentlemen, you happen that you're so nervous, so stressed out, and then you left a few 1 minutes and then you don't know what to do, just write something. Sometimes you're lucky enough to get 1 or 2 marks. If you leave it blank totally, it's totally zero. Just like multiple choice. There's always 4 options. If you leave blank, it's stupid. If you anyhow pick a answer A, B, C, D, there's a 25% chance you'll get it right, correct? So the source is about Singaporean perceptions of foreigners. True enough. It's true, right? Then next one, L2. I'm very tired. Ian, can you help Uncle Raymond to read this?
Yes, Singaporeans generally seem to be accepting of foreigners. The evidence is 58% agree that foreigners contribute to economic growth, and 82% think that Singapore needs foreigners. Moreover, 62% have foreigners as friends, and 69% feel that Singapore should keep its doors open to foreigners and allow to enter the country and work. Therefore, Singaporeans recognize the importance of foreigners to the country and acknowledge their economic contribution, accepting them as part of society.
So if you write like this, it's L2 3 marks. Let's see, is it 58%? Just to make sure. Where's my 58%? Yes, 62%. Where's my 62%? Oh, yes, 62%. Then 还有什么? Let's see. I will put my answer there for this the next slide. So 82, 69. 82, 69. So when you have, I tell you, a statistic is a very tricky one. 62, 89, 82, 62, 89. You see, you realize the 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 person took the answer mostly from here. They are taking the perception that they agree. Do you think Singapore need foreigners? See? So they agree. That means they're taking a high percentage. Okay, so they take, you see, you realize that? They take, right? So when you're seeing, please, guys, please pay attention if you're doing any other things. When you come to see a statistic, whether in history or social study, please pay attention. Whether, let's say we don't talk about this one. We talk about only this one here. The 18 and 82%. We just talk about this statistic only. You have to see, okay, take note now, for statistic SPQ, you have to see what is the difference, the high and the low. And then you must look at the title. And then you, in your mind, you have the question, so what does this graph want to tell me? Would it accept or not accept? So do you see, by looking at this 18 and 82, 89 or 82, right? Ian, obviously, majority, right? Straight mark, Ian. Obviously, majority accept foreigner, right? So from this, you have to use keyword like majority, fully, okay? High percentage, write down, please. Majority, high percentage, fully support. High chances, write down these. But if it's this one is 82, no, and this one 18, yes, that means it's the opposite, it's antonyms. Low chance, very negative, very xenophobia, Right now this word 哦，对吗？雅叶，你明白吗？Opposite 了，就是你跟你讲，你们 you all are good in math than Uncle Raymond 啊。You should know when there's statistic or anything that what they call the bar chart, the pie chart in math, you should know, right? John got 8 apple, Peter got 10 apple on Monday, Tuesday, then you wish all apple end up which one, all these things. I tell you, don't freak me out in math. 明白哈，慧茹 and Thomas 啊。So with this statistic, 你要用那个 keyword 来讲。Okay, so because of this high percentage, high volume right now, high support, high motivation, 用这种字 so that examiner 知道哦，你明白为什么你会这样讲。哎，那个 statistic 看，你看这么高，瞎子都知道啊。你看不用讲了，这么80多%呢，就是说 confirm 他是欢迎啊，you receive with open arms some Okay, Ian, the next paragraph, please.
No, Singaporeans are not really open to foreigners. The evidence is 61% of Singaporeans agree that Singaporeans and foreigners have trouble getting along. This shows that Singaporeans are not very welcoming of foreigners, becoming part of Singapore's society.
You see, not very welcoming. So, in order in order to have this, you have to have two sides of the story. Okay, last one.
Yes, Singaporeans are fully accepting. Yes, Singaporeans are accepting of foreigners for their economic contributions, but are not accepting of them socially. The evidence is 58% of Singaporeans agree that foreigners contribute to economic growth, but 61% of Singaporeans agree that Singaporeans and foreigners have trouble getting along. This shows that Singaporeans are open to the idea of foreigners being in Singapore for work, but not very accepting of them being part of Singapore's society, as they feel foreigners will not be able to integrate well into Singapore society.
Yaya and Zachary, you are in my Friday class, right? Remember this month we talked about social and economic, 对吗? Right? Now you see that these two words there. Remember, you saw that. You see? I agree. The foreigners coming here help to improve the economy because they help me to sweep the floor, clean the table, clean the toilet, throw the rubbish, security guard, even help me in the F&B, in the hospital, nurses. But socially, I'm not interested for them to stay here. I'm not interested for them to become Singapore citizen. Get it now, Zachary? Now you understand why this one in my English lesson, we talk about social and economic. Okay? Write down the word in the one in red color and mingle, communicate, and acceptable. So guys, these are the two words, socially and economy. So it's very good if you know how to differentiate this now, because in my English lesson, we talk about the social and economy. So you can use this to, economy, 他们可以捐出捐. Okay, you see, Ian, you agree now? All these foreigners come here will have to stay in the house. They have to pay food, pay GST, pay taxes, 对吗？当然有钱吗？可是 socially 很多人不喜欢，因为他们来这边跟我们抢工作、抢饭碗、抢什么东西 ，but that is very stupid for them to think of it. Correct? But without these foreigners contributing to the economy, how? Because first of all, they have to come to this Singapore to be socially acceptable. 对吗？雅叶 correct 对吗？好像你们这些都 most of you are 外国学生，然后 some of you are get PR and come here. I believe, sorry to say, this is live recording. Some of your classmates or schoolmates say, 哇，你们这些 foreigners 来跟我们抢EduSave, 抢 scholarship, 抢读书，抢 job. Anyone next time tell you this 你跟他讲，周末你不高兴啊？不高兴，你不要说新加坡，你去别的地方哦。为什么？这个国家不只是你一个人的嘛，每个人都可以来的嘛。只要我们有 proper documents， 我们是光明正大来这边。Who are you to tell me I can stay or not stay？ 对吗 ？Agree 到一言，对吗？You agree， 天祥 You agree, Thomas? 对吧 ？Who are you to agree？ 你看中国的踢球了，哦，天翔，你懂？最近中国不是跟新加坡踢球 ？I was surprised to see China got two foreigners， 对吗？为什么忽然间中国会have foreign talents？Nothing wrong 啊。This is globalization. Those people will tell you 啊，回去你的祖国，跟你讲，他们真是落后、落伍了。Okay, let's go to the next questions. Study source B. How far does what is said by Mr. Tan Chuan Jin is a PAP member in source C prove that Mr. Roy Nung was wrong? Explain your answer using detail from the source. Let's go quickly and we'll end. So C is about this one, source C, source. Hey, where's my source C? This one, source C. So this is how many marks? Remember, if this is 6 months. Okay, let's hear. Okay, source. 天翔
Source B is about Singaporeans blaming foreigners for the economic problems they face, but source C is about the government's help given to ensure fairness in the recruitment of locals for jobs.
So you see, so source study source B and C. Sorry, B and C. How far does what this C prove B is wrong? So 就是刚才那个两个 X-ray one is X-ray, one is CD. Which one proved to be more accurate? Which one proved to be more confirmed that I have a stone in my kidney? Okay. Right. Thank you very much. 天翔
Source C proves source B was wrong, as source C is about the government trying to help ensure the fair recruitment of Singaporeans for jobs. The government will definitely need to help Singaporeans if they want to prevent social unrest.
天翔，请问你在新加坡住多久了？
5 years.
5 years 啊。请问你这5年来，你有没有看到种族打来打去，还是骂来骂去，还是杀来杀去，还是抢劫，还是诅咒一下的，有吗？
No.
有吗 ？No So that means your general knowledge GK write down your general knowledge and the contextual knowledge tells you that Singapore is a fair and equal country， 对吗？对不对，天翔？So whenever the source B 的 Roy say you will surprise， 为什么他这样讲，对不对？因为这些 social studies 是 real life situations。OK，take note，it's not 不是道听途说的，所以你要用你的这个脑，还有你的平常的价值观，your observations to see。OK，that's why it's called GK, general knowledge and contextual knowledge. These two. Thank you very much, 天翔。Thomas, Mr. Tan.
Mr. Tan Chua Jin provides Mr. Roy Ning.
Proof.
Oh, proofs. Mr. Roy, what's that name?
Very hard to pronounce. His name is called Roy Nung.
Roy Nung. Wrong regarding the government's efforts to ensure fairness and prevent favorism in jobs recruitment. Recruitment. Processes and wages help protect our jobs and wages. So Singaporeans are unhappy.
No, wages between the local.
Oh, wait, sorry, wrong line. Between the locals and foreign talent. Mr. Roy Ng says the government does not help protect our jobs and wages. So Singaporeans are unhappy as they are deprived of the ability to have a high-paying job and enjoy a high standard of living. However, Mr. Tan says that the government will help local professionals, managers, and executives and ensure the government will help this group of Singaporeans so they do not put at a disadvantage when applying for high-paying jobs.
Write down, it's called PMET. Write down, please. It's called PMET. Professional manager, executive, and technician. 你们有看过政府没有帮过国人去找工作吗？The skill future and the work skills and the career trial and the career job opportunity, they are helping a lot of Singaporeans who are unemployed, who are out of job or low incomes. The manpower has been continuously helping a lot of Singaporeans. And yet this Roy saying that Singaporean government are not helping the Singaporean, but giving away jobs to foreigners. First of all, take note, children, write down this very important. Any company in Singapore who want to employ someone, the first 2 weeks, okay, they will check and interview all the Singaporean. Write down, this is true. Within the first 2 weeks, they will interview when they advertise a job opportunity， 就是形式做工形式广告要登记要找员工，前2个礼拜14天，他一定要 interview all the Singaporean。Then after 2 weeks， 如果他们找到有 Singaporean 就 take。如果 2 weeks after 他们选来选去，那个 Singaporeans 的那些 candidate 说我不要，我不干，我不想做，工钱太少 ，then 那个老板就可以开始聘请外国劳工。So Thomas， 你们讲，这样我可以假2个礼拜，我这样假放在那边哦，然后跟那个 manpower 说，哦，新加坡人不要做 ，no Thomas，the manpower will go down to the company and check their record and make sure they have interviewed at least about 20 or 10 candidates like that. And when they interview the candidates, they make sure that the candidates have replied them or they reply the candidates and there is a black and white to say that I rejected the offer. I do not want to take the offer. Then the employer can proceed to employ foreigners. 明白好噻？ So you can say 我跟家长可以跟政府骗他我找不到新加坡人，所以找外国人。So this is a criteria. Okay. So when you want to say something, you must have evidence to prove it. Okay. 明白I'm not sure whether your teacher will share with you this one. Okay, let's go for the next one. Thanks, Mr. Tan.
Mr. Tan's charging proves Mr. Roy wrong based on cross-referencing with the background information. The government acknowledged with such unhappy sentiments against foreign tenants and tightly employment pass applications for PMEs. This shows that the government knows that Singaporeans do not welcome the presence of foreign tenants and has helped ease competition for jobs by making it difficult for foreign talent to enter Singapore. This shows the government is doing something to ensure Singaporeans do not face such stiff competition against foreign talents for jobs. Hence, the source is reliable and able to prove Mr. Ng wrong.
Write down this word, stiff competition. Write down this word, stiff competition, okay? And because of this, they got this tight employment pass. Not necessary, this is live recording. I think the PAP has done a very good job, in my opinion. No need to be tight. For me, is that if you are capable enough Singaporeans, any job you can take up if you don't be fussy, choosy, and picky. Every job, to me, is decent. It's how you want to see it. Okay, I've done work in Starbucks, I work in Kojitsu, I work in all places. Because at the point of the time, you must know your age, you must know your experience, skills, and your health conditions. A lot of factors and your qualifications. So all of you listen up. You see, a degree is still a very important stepping stone for your life. So whether what he say, Mr. Roy Ng say, to me is a bunch of bullshit. That the government is not helping Singaporean. If today, if your parents are not coming to Singapore to help this country, Singapore may not be so improving so fast. Who is out already? Tian Xiang. Is it Tian Xiang already? So my take is that this particular source tells you that it is very true that the government is doing their very best to help Singaporeans and a PR, not only to find a job, to find a career, to find a living, to EKE a living, but also to ensure that their livelihood is not being affected by foreign talents. You have to know that in any country in this world, everyone's, in China, I believe they also need foreign talents. In Japan, in Indonesia, Malaysia, anywhere. A few weeks ago, I went to KL, Malaysia. I saw a lot of Burmese people, 缅甸人, 越南人, I think so, or Indonesian people. Even Malaysia themselves also got enough manpower. Why are they employing foreigners? Right. So, Tian Xiang, I was talking about just now when I was talking about this Mr. Roy Neng is talking about bullshit that the government is not helping Singaporeans. Because Singapore governments definitely will take care of their own citizens. If not, 天香，不然你来新加坡来做么？如果新加坡 government is so particular, oh, we welcome all the Chinese, the Malays, the Indians, the other race don't welcome, then this is not the country I'm living in. Last sentence. Yeah, we call it a day.
Mr. Tan cannot prove that Mr. Ng is wrong as they have different purpose or context, so cannot prove each other wrong.
这个是This is live recording 啊，这个是在你的 exam 你可以这样写啦，OK， 你也不可以这样写，所以because Mr. Tan definitely prove this can prove Mr. Tan can prove Mr. Neng is wrong because his ultimate motive with a hidden agenda because he's from PAP, therefore he will definitely say good words. Therefore, he will say good things about what the government is doing, which honestly, I may be biased, I may be prejudiced, I may be favorism. I still think that Mr. Tan, whatever he say is really true. 我们有眼看的，有耳朵听的, we can feel that on the ground, the government has do all their best to help in terms of education, housing, everything. When the citizens are not happy, we talk. Yeah, a lot of people are not happy with the GST, with the inflation. A lot of things is increasing. Not just Singapore, I think everywhere. If you stay in Malaysia, even worse. 对吗，雅叶？买一样东西更贵。所以说很多新加坡人跑去马来西亚去吃、去买、去购物。When you're living in certain country, you will have a lot of complaints. 就算你在这个学校，以后你去另外一个学校，你会 compare， 你会 complain， 没办法的，人就是这样比的。So this statement I don't accept as an answer on Yaye. Mr. Tan cannot prove. I would say Mr. Tan is indeed proof that Mr. Ng is wrong. Because all the evidence have proved that whatever Mr. Tan say is true. Based on my contextual knowledge and my general knowledge. That's why I asked Tian Xiang, when you stay here in 5 years in Singapore, do you see any 混乱吗？有没有暴动吗？有没有说hello 天香，你 go back to your country, your bloody Chinese yellow banana get lost？ 没有啊。We welcome you. If you are saying US 更惨对吗？天香，你跟我去美国，我们完蛋。那个黑人白人可能对我们会种族。So understand this world is belongs to everyone, fair to everyone. So when we write, we must write with something that is true. But this is social study, this is for education, this is for academic purpose. But I'm talking to you all as a real life example. So I don't agree this one. In fact, I say Mr. Tan can prove Mr. Roy Neng is wrong. But here they say cannot. So I leave it to you. So today's lesson is very interesting. There are more coming up for the next few questions coming in and then SRQ. So the entire month, April, will slowly go into essay by essay. Question by questions. But if you are really, I know you all got WH2 coming in to do your test. Never mind. If you got time, then you do. All right. Then if you got any question, like when your exam coming, say, Uncle Raymond, I got this question. I got this school practice. I don't know how to do. Can you help me? And don't give me the question and ask me to give you an answer. No way. You better give me your answer. Let me read your answer. Then I'll give you my answer. You don't tell me, uncle, this is a question. Can you give me an answer? No, I'm not spoon feeding you. You must show me, uncle, this is a question. I done this answer already, but I'm not sure whether my answer is correct. Can you help me to check? This is the thing I can do for you, okay? Other than